When Maya was here on Earth, she taught me so much. And for my 50th birthday, she wrote a poem called Continue.
There were times when she and Oprah Winfrey were great friends for awesome people hanging out together photos. Their friendship lasted a long time. Dr. Maya Angelou had a great life, and she knew a lot of people who would be good for these kinds of pictures. Maya Angelou was a name that people who had read O magazine for a long time knew. At every point in her life, Oprah used her magazine to remind people of Angelou's intelligence and wisdom, whether it was through a pie recipe, an interview, or a poem. Her constant insistence that your 70s and 80s are hot shows that she had a great attitude about getting older. Maya Angelou had a unique place in the American sky because she was famous for being a poet and memoirist. Even though these were only two of her many skills, she was an important public thinker, and the American people will never forget her. When she read her poem at President Bill Clinton's first inauguration in 1993, it was the smartest thing she had ever said in public. But it's possible that the public link between Oprah and Maya Angelou was the most important thing that kept the poet alive in people's minds beyond her work. There was something deeply moving about the relationship between Oprah and Maya Angelou. It's possible that it's because these two amazing women conquered impossible obstacles to live wild and extravagant lives. Meeting Maya on those pages was like meeting myself in full. Oprah said after reading I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou for the first time. In my early years as a black girl, I finally felt like my life had been given meaning. Art is important because it validates people's experiences, shows them they are not alone, and tells them their life matters, even if everything else in their life says they don't. There was no question that Oprah and Maya Angelou were similar people. They seemed to be joined at the hip because they understood and respected each other. They met for the first time when Oprah was working as a writer in Baltimore in the 1970s. They said goodbye after a 5-minute conversation that was pretty short, but in 1984, Angelou saw Oprah walking down the street in Chicago and stopped to say hello. This is when they got back in touch. There was a great friendship between them, even though the time of Hillary versus Obama was hard for both of them. Some people liked Hillary more than Obama, and Oprah liked Obama more than Hillary. This love was clear in the pages of O magazine whenever Maya Angelou was the subject of an article, which happened a lot in the first few years the magazine was around. In 2010, Maya Angelou gave Oprah a long interview in which she called her a mentor, mother, sister, friend, and she was honest with her about many things, including the things that made her confident. She said this, there are so many gifts, so many blessings, and so many sources that I can't say just one thing, unless that one thing is love. What I don't mean by love is taking things too far, not in an emotional way. What I mean, I'm not even talking about love in this case. That's what allowed people to think about God, so they could get ahead and imagine gold paved roads. It was because of this situation that the dumb were able to write spirituals, Russian tunes, and Irish lilts. What he just described is love, and it's much bigger than anything I can believe. That being said, this might be the part that keeps the stars in the sky. Love has come into my life in many forms, which has given me a lot of confidence in life. Celebrating Maya Angelou's 70th birthday was the most fun ever, according to Oprah. She rented a cruise ship for the author and 150 of their best friends to go to Tulum, Mexico, to see the Mayan ruins. I would tell her to forgive, Maya Angelou said when Oprah asked her what she would tell a younger version of herself. In a 2013 interview, this question was asked. One of the best things you can do for yourself is learn to forgive yourself. Please forgive everyone. When Maya Angelou's portrait was unveiled at the Smithsonian this year, Oprah talked about some of the things she had learned from her. Anu taught her how to age gracefully with acceptance and assurance, she said. This quote can change your whole life. When people show you or tell you who they are, believe them the first time. But the most important thing I learned was Maya Angelou's easy 3-word phrase, you are enough. We will also talk about this subject again in the future. People think like that for a very long time because they find it so hard to understand. It was wonderful to see how deeply they connected through their work, and it will be missed now that Angelou is gone. People will remember Oprah and Maya Angelou's friendship for a very long time. Oprah also said in her public statement, "I've been blessed to have Maya Angelou as my mentor, mother/sister, and friend since I was in my 20s." These words came from what she said. "During some of the most important years of my life, she was always there for me, giving me advice and support. Even though she worked as a teacher, everyone knows her as an artist. Her true calling was to teach. If you want to learn, teach others." One of the most important things she told me was, "When you get, give." Her song was read at the inauguration of a president, making her the second poet in history to do so. She won 3 Grammy Awards for her work. She could also speak 6 languages very well. It's not the things Maya Angelou did, wrote, or said that stand out to me. It's how she lived her life. She traveled the world with an unshakable calm, a strong sense of self-worth, and a fiery grace. I know she loved me because she told me so. I will really miss her when she's not here. She will always be the only good thing in my otherwise bad world. I know for sure that my conversations with her are where I've learned a lot of the most important things. You should believe someone the first time they tell you or show you who they are. This is my all-time favorite quote. Baby, they show you, and you still don't trust what you see. My mom would tell me when I was younger, "Why does it take you 29 times?" Because of that talk, Oprah's life changed in a big way. Oprah realized while she was at the Smithsonian, her greatest lesson, besides her gems of insight and inspiration, is the way she has approached aging with such acceptance and assurance. In response to Oprah's question about what it was like to be 80 years old, she said, "Bobby, the 1980s are hot. There is a good chance that you should try to get there." Perhaps because of the closeness between her and Oprah, Maya Angelou has been a great example for everyone of what it's like to get older, but especially for her. There should be no complaints about anything or anyone at any time. Be patient with young people, she told Oprah in Washington, and she was right. Someone shouldn't be blamed or condemned for something they don't know about. Being careful about how you talk to them is important. Once more, you were young. The time that was spent with Maya was never wasted, Oprah said. Listening to her read poetry, sometimes her own, but mostly other people's, from Paul Laurence Dunbar's lyrics to Shakespeare's sonnets, at her kitchen table, or seeing her speak in front of thousands of people, like she did recently in Texas, always makes her want to be a better person. "You are enough" was one of the most important things she taught Oprah. For the first time, she said that she didn't know what the words meant, which is why she asked, "How am I enough?" You do not need the presence of another person, place, or thing in order to be complete. Maya replied, "God had already done that. You are the one who needs to be aware of it." Without a doubt, Oprah now knows about this, my dear friends. Thanks for watching this video.